Now on KZI 9 News at 4, the Thanksgiving weekend is here, and that means many people getting their holiday shopping done. Of course, what changes you can expect from one big retailer. Plus, the holiday travel season is already underway, and with millions expected to hit the roads, that can make for some dangerous driving. What you need to know before you head out.
And we are looking at a lot of rain moving through the area. We have more rain in store for tomorrow, and we do have a chance for some snow across the mountain passes. I'll have a close look at your forecast as KEZI 9 News at 4 starts now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4.
Today kicks off one of the deadliest drunk driving seasons of the whole year. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Bob Shaper. Officers say the day before Thanksgiving is one of the most dangerous times you can drive. It's also known as Blackout Wednesday. Today kicks off the most dangerous time of the year for binge drinking, drunk driving, alcohol-related fatalities. The company Alcohol Monitoring Systems found that in 2015, drinking violations jumped 33% between Thanksgiving and New Year's. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says last year, 1/3 of all traffic fatalities involved a drunk driver during the Thanksgiving holiday period. And of course, one factor experts say is the sheer number of cars on the road as people head home for the holidays. But drunk drivers aren't the only thing you need to be worried about if you're going to travel. For that, we have Storm Tracker 9 Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen standing by with a look at your holiday weather conditions. But first, we're going to check in with KZI 9 News reporter Macy Highland, who's live along I-5 in Roseburg with some things that you need to be aware of if you're driving. Right, Macy?
Bob, I'm here on the I-5 corridor in Roseburg. Now you can see the cars behind me. They're moving pretty quickly. And this is a populated area of I-5, just like a lot of other areas are. And that means that it's prone to a lot of accidents. So to avoid any accidents this holiday season, Oregon State Police offers these tips. They say, pack your patience. Also pack a lot of snacks and water. Allot plenty of time for travel, and don't expect to get anywhere on time. Now this is because AAA predicts that there will be the most cars on the road this holiday since 2005. That's a lot of travelers. And if you're in the Roseburg area, you'll notice that there's a speed difference. Coming up on KEZI 9 News at 5, I'll tell you a little bit more about that speed difference and what you'll need to know. But first, Storm Tracker 9 Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen is tracking conditions for you. Now, Marissa, what can drivers expect?
Well, Macy, drivers can definitely expect some rain. We are looking at some rain moving through right now, but I want to update you on some of the latest traffic because we are looking at some slowdowns and some stops out there. Highway 99 north of Eugene, you can see we do have the roadblock there as we zoom in. We do have a traffic accident that is blocking both directions, so it does look like you're able to hopefully turn off there on Greenberry Road to the west, but otherwise we are looking at that accident. Now also, Coburg on I-5, if you're traveling north, if that's where your plans take you, you are looking at stop and go traffic right now. We are headed out there. We do have a crew heading to see what that accident is and if they are going to have either lanes blocked or if they will clear over the next couple of hours. Now, a little bit farther to the north, just south of Albany, you can also see if you're traveling north, looking at quite a bit of a slowdown there, and it may be due part to the weather. Now, we are looking at some rain showers moving through, but it really won't impact our weather, or excuse me, shouldn't impact driving too much. We aren't going to see anything too crazy. It is going to be our normal rain, and that's what we're going to see over the next couple of days. Now, I do have a chance for some wintry mix, but this will be just across the passes as we head into Sunday, and then some snow expected across the passes into Monday. But right now, we just have that rain moving through. You can see it here on Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar. A good amount of rain, and we do have more rain on the way as we get into tonight and tomorrow. So if you have plans to travel tomorrow to get to your destination for Thanksgiving, expect more rain across the area, but it's not going to be anything too unusual from what we normally see here. I'll have a close look at how much more rain is on the way, as well as what you can expect all the way through the weekend coming up in just a bit. Bob.
Thanks, Marissa. Off to a rough start in the valley. Okay, check out this video from LA where traffic was a nightmare. The traffic headache lasted a lot longer than usual, with people rushing to airports, grocery stores, and just running those holiday-related errands. And California is not the only place dealing with travel headaches either. More than 50 million people are expected to travel this year. That's the most in 12 years. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has that story.
From New York to Philadelphia, D.C., Chicago, and Los Angeles, travelers on the move pack the airports bright and early, trying to beat the Thanksgiving rush.
So that's why I got up at 2 a.m. for a 7 a.m. flight.
But as you can see, avoiding long lines, not easy. Turns out airlines are expecting 3% more flyers. That's more than 28 million passengers compared to last year.
It was either drive in awful traffic or pay for a really expensive plane ticket. So just chose the lesser of two evils.
That's right. Driving this holiday weekend could really test your patience with a record 45.5 million drivers expected to hit the road, the most since 2005. So if you're thinking taking the train is the way to go, Amtrak says the earlier train, the better. But fair warning, this Sunday could get really ugly. Last year, it was their single busiest travel day of the year. Bottom line, whatever your mode of transportation, you'll have plenty of company. Stressful? Yes. So some airports are now even offering a new and adorable option to get you through this madness.
You might be able to find some of our puppies out throughout the terminals. Go ahead and pet it and help your travels along.
Well, unfortunately, airport officials say you're going to find those long lines wherever you go this holiday weekend. So their best advice, get to the airport early. Where we are, they're suggesting 2 hours for domestic flights and 3 hours for international. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Newark International Airport.
I think a puppy always makes things better. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. And just a reminder to anybody who relies on LTD to get around, there are some service changes you need to know about for the holiday weekend. There will be no bus service tomorrow. On Friday, the buses will operate on a Saturday schedule. Now we have a follow-up. The Eugene Mission will be opening its kitchen doors tomorrow for its first Thanksgiving meal since being ravaged by a fire last year. KZI 9 News was in the kitchen as the staff worked to prepare for tomorrow's feast. Chef Marshall Eck says he has a lot to be grateful for. Insurance paid for nearly half of the $800,000 rebuild after the fire. He says the community paid for the rest of the state-of-the-art kitchen.
It's a real just warm feeling, honestly. It has a different feel this year. Last year was kind of a survival mode, you know, being out in the food trailer. So this year we're just getting our swing of things, I guess, and just turning it on.
The Eugene Mission will be cooking up about 100 birds, plus making fresh gravy, potatoes, and stuffing for tomorrow's meal. As we dive deeper into the holiday season, businesses in downtown Portland want people to feel welcome, of course, and safe when they come to shop. But some owners worry the city's homeless crisis may be driving people away. Last night, Portland's mayor, police chief, and the Multnomah County sheriff held an emergency meeting. They promised a few solutions. The mayor's office says this is partly in response to the complaints they've gotten over the last couple weeks, including one from Columbia Sportswear employees feeling unsafe and shoppers who say they don't want to be there anymore.
There are people that are pretty aggressive, and I don't like it. I don't like feeling like I have to have pepper spray just to walk 5 blocks to my car.
Now, the police chief and sheriff shared a new map with business owners. There it is. It has orange lines on it that show where shoppers can expect to see more police on foot and warning signs around high pedestrian zones. In today's crime alert, Eugene police are warning about a fake website and computer tech support scam ahead of Cyber Monday. Officers say earlier this month, a woman reported her computer crashed while installing a new operating system. They say she used Google to find an Apple support number, and the agent told her to go to a store to purchase an iTunes card with cash on it. She said the agent then told her the money didn't load and she was asked to deposit more. Police say there are more and more fake websites out there, and people need to check the URL and look for the SSL/TLS certificate. That means the website owners have applied for and received a security certificate. And if you're on social media while you're traveling this weekend, the Oregon FBI has a few things you need to keep in mind to prevent your stuff from getting stolen. They say by telling people you're away, you're giving burglars the heads up that your home is an easy target. They also say it makes it easier for crooks to set your family members up for virtual kidnapping scams. Scammers can use your flight info or other details to launch a phishing attack on you. So what do? Just be careful about what you post. Check your privacy settings, and only friend people online who you know face to face. All right, new at 4, good news for Benton County. Employment officials say they had the region's lowest seasonally adjusted unemployment rate. Officials say the rate there is now just 3.3%. That's really low. Other counties with some of the lowest unemployment rates include Washington and Hood River, each at 3.7%. On the other side, Crook and Curry counties have the highest. They're sitting way up there at 6.5%. $40 million, that's how much is going to help fight homelessness across the state. The Oregon Housing and Community Services made that announcement today. The funds set aside by Oregon lawmakers will go through several agencies like the Emergency Housing Assistance Program and State Homeless Assistance Programs. These resources will help get Oregonians off the street and help them find long-term stable housing. The legislature also approved $1.5 million to help homeless veterans in Oregon. People in Medford are getting a leg up today. Doctors and nurses and volunteers working together to literally get the less fortunate back on their feet. According to recent studies, about 2/3 of homeless people suffer from foot problems. Experts say the reasons range from shoes that don't fit to being able not to afford medical attention after they get an injury. 6 years ago, the Rogue Valley became one of the dozens of places across the country to offer what's called Our Hearts to Your Souls event. The program director at the Medford Hospital Mission says the event has grown every year, offering people a service that some consider a luxury.
Getting your feet looked at is kind of like getting your teeth looked at the dentist. It becomes a luxury, and so it usually gets put on the back burner. And so this has been a really, really important thing for a lot of folks, because folks will come in and they haven't clipped their toenails for a year and they're curled under. They have foot problems and they just limp along because they can't go to the doctor.
Volunteers also offered free flu shots and some free socks, too. The Salvation Army in Roseburg received brand new donation boxes for after-hours donations. They say these 4 boxes are weatherproof and they'll keep donations safe. The boxes are unable to be opened without a key and unable to be reached into. Staff at the Salvation Army says they had a big problem with theft of donations in the past. Luckily, these new boxes came just in time for the holiday season, so any donations Douglas County residents make for the holidays will end up in the place that they're supposed to. All right, coming up, there's a new top cop in Eugene. Coming up on KZI 9 News at 4:30, reporter Amber Wilmarth will tell us more about the city's new interim chief of police. And changes are coming to Walmart this holiday shopping season, why you may notice less chaos on Friday. We'll explain what that's all about when we come back. But before we head to break, our Toys for Tots campaign is well underway. KZI 9 News is partnering with the Marine Corps and Bi-Mart to collect new unwrapped toys for kids of all ages. You can drop them off at any Bi-Mart store or right here at the KZI 9 studios on Chad Drive. The deadline is Friday, December 15th. Toys will be handed out on the 16th and 17th. For more information, just head over to KEZI.com.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4.
Are you shopping for a new TV this holiday? It's something that's typically hot on Black Friday, of course, but with an alphabet soup of models, features from UHD to OLED to HDR and plasma and LT. You know what I'm saying. KZI 9 News anchor Sean Cuellar breaks down what some of those confusing TV terms might mean in today's Consumer Reports.
4K, that I'm not too familiar with.
I do not know what HDR is.
I heard of it. I don't know exactly what that is.
A smart TV, I have no idea.
If you haven't been shopping for a TV in a while, it can be confusing with a lot of new high-tech terms to learn.
You'll see a lot more 4K TVs. Those are TVs with high resolution screens.
UK, UHD, and ultra high definition all refer to the same thing. TVs that have 4 times as many pixels as regular HD TVs, which can mean a sharper, more detailed picture.
And more of the TVs are smart TVs that can connect to the internet.
That means you're able to access streaming video services like Netflix or Amazon directly from the TV without having to use a media player like Roku or Apple TV. HDR is becoming more common, but what the heck is it?
HDR, or high dynamic range technology, can boost a TV's brightness, colors, and contrast so that the images that you see are closer to like what you see in real life.
Something that comes along with the better HDR performers is a wide color gamut.
Sort of like giving your TV a bigger box of crayons to play with. So you get both different ranges of colors and you get smoother transitions as you move from like a deeper red into an orange.
If you're in the market for a higher end TV, you'll see the term OLED, which stands for Organic Light Emitting Diodes. And OLED TV's black levels are truly black, so colors look more vibrant and images seem to really pop off the screen. OLEDs are still pretty pricey, but Consumer Reports expects prices to fall as more companies start making them.
Wow. There is a lot of stuff out there. Thank you very much, Sean. Another hot buy on Black Friday, of course, toys. And just in time for the holiday shopping craze, the annual Trouble in Toyland report is out, listing what are recalled toys. Parents are being warned against buying fidget spinners, which can pose a choking hazard, hoverboards that can overheat, and toys and jewelry with excessive amounts of lead. Experts say every single year, hundreds of thousands of kids end up in the emergency room because of toy-related injuries. They say most toy-related deaths result from choking on small parts.
That child, just but a few seconds into play, can suck on a marble and get it stuck in their airway, only to have a parent come and hear that choking, that agonizing choking sound, and that fear, what happened to my child and what will become of him or her?
Wow, sounds bleak. Another concern this year is toys that connect to the internet because they may put a child's privacy at risk. Walmart has been planning their Black Friday sale for a long time now, and today we spoke with the manager of the Green Acres store who says customers can expect to see some changes this year. We've learned one change to help avoid chaos. Stores will be managing lines set up for specific items to keep things as orderly as possible. There will also be a map on Walmart.com to show where hot ticket items are in all the stores. That's also to help avoid pushing and shoving.
Well, I've been with Walmart 20 years, and pretty much half my career was based upon just open the doors and let them run in. Nowadays, it's all about just kind of understanding where safety could, be an opportunity, and where the company is focused on making sure the lines are available so it's more organized than it's ever been.
Sounds like the running of the bulls. Walmart's Black Friday sale starts at 6 o'clock on Thanksgiving, 6 p.m., and the manager tells us for the Green Acres location, they expect the busiest time to be from 6 until 8 that night.
Well, here's an update on some of the traffic. Again, we started off at the top of the hour. We are still looking at that accident on Highway 99. Traffic is blocked both ways, and it will likely stay blocked over the next couple of hours as crews are out there looking at the scene and setting up that crash there, getting some more details. So again, avoid 99 north of Monroe. Still looking at that accident as well on Coburg, and we are looking at one lane blocked northbound. So if you are traveling north up to Portland for Thanksgiving, allow yourself plenty of time. Try to find an alternate route. There are a couple of roads that can get you around this and get you back on I-5. I'll have a close look at your forecast and what you can expect for Thanksgiving and this weekend coming up next.
Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, we set two new record high temperatures yesterday, one in Eugene and one in Roseburg. And we got a two deal in Roseburg. We also set a record high temperature today. Yes, we're down to 66 degrees, but we did make it to 70. And that beats the old record of 68 set back in 1942. So yes, looking at another warm day across the area. Temperatures are in the 60s. Now, we haven't set any new records anywhere else, but still above normal. Low 60s as you work your way to the north, low 60s along the coast, a little bit warmer in North Bend at 65. And then we have a mix of 40s and 50s across the passes. Now here on Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar, you can see a lot of rain moving through the area, even at the higher elevations. The snow level is actually at about 8,000 feet, and that is where it's going to remain as we get into tomorrow. So if you have plans to travel tonight or tomorrow over the mountains, down to the south along I-5 into California, or north along I-5 up into Washington, you're just expecting rain across the area. So make sure, though, you take things slow if you do run into some of those heavier downpours. A lot of moisture still moving in. You can kind of see the storm getting its act together as it moves through. It is bringing us some moisture right now, and we are going to see more rain throughout the day for Thanksgiving tomorrow. You can see it here on Storm Tracker 9 Stormcast. We'll put things into motion, stopping at about 7 o'clock tonight. A lot of rain across the area. More rain through about 9 o'clock. The yellows and oranges indicating that heavier rainfall, and we'll still see some heavier rain showers as we head overnight and into early tomorrow morning. Now, for those of you that are out and about early in the day, still looking at a few showers, but this will be the time where we have the least amount of rain activity. But of course, you can see there are a lot of showers expected out there. Once we get to about lunchtime, looking at a lot of rain moving through the area. And then even through 4 o'clock, for those of you that are eating dinner around this time or earlier, you are going to still look at rain showers. So thank goodness you most likely are eating dinner inside and not outside, as we are again having a lot of rain moving through. By 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, still a lot of rain, and we'll still keep the rain showers through early tomorrow night, with a few lingering into Friday before we'll finally see a break towards the end of the day on Friday. But back to tonight, rain. Temperatures still mild, though, mid-50s across the board. And then once we get into the afternoon along the coast, expect your high temperatures near 60 degrees, about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain expected in the next about 24 hours. For those of you in the Umpqua Basin, we'll see low 60s and also about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain for tomorrow. Highs will be in the low 60s again. Same thing for the Cascades. We'll be near 60 degrees in the foothills and upper 40s still across the passes. That's why we're looking at rain here, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain most likely. And finally for the Willamette Valley, we are looking at low 60s, rain showers about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain throughout the day tomorrow. Small break once again to late Friday, but still expecting that rain as we move into the weekend as another storm moves through. Highs will remain in the mid to upper 50s for the rest of the week. Now the Umpqua Basin expect a break also later Friday before that rain returns Saturday and Sunday. Cooler air does also move in. Highs will be back into the low 50s with lows into the upper 40s. Now the Cascade passes. We are going to see a wintry mix on Friday, but with that said, we're not expecting any accumulation. That snow line, yes, we have 5,000 feet, but at this time, most of the moisture will already be off to the east. Now, as we get into Saturday, as the rain returns, we are going to see that snow level bump back up to 8,000 feet before we are expecting another wintry mix on Sunday. And we may see a dusting at that point, but I think we're going to be more on the rainy side. Now, finally, for the Willamette Valley, looking at rain tomorrow, a few showers into Friday. And yes, still expecting that rain for the Civil War game at Autzen Stadium on Saturday, Bob.
I hate wintry mixes.
I know, I'm sorry.
unless it's like a very dry mix.
Well, no, that would be worse, though, because then be slippery. I can't even say it. Slipperier?
Yeah, you're right. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, thank you. A Springfield couple gave birth to not just triplets, but identical triplets, something that experts say has a 1 in a million chance of happening. Wow. Lauren and Eric Chrisman gave birth to Piper, Olivia, and Sophia last Friday, and here's the cool part. They were born at 30 weeks. They only weigh 1, 2, and 3 pounds. The new parents share how they had miscarried before. They got more than they bargained for when they tried again, but they're doing good. God definitely had a plan for that family. Cool. All right, fried turkey is a family favorite for many, but if you do it wrong, it can mean a holiday spent in the hospital. Coming up next, we're going to show you the best ways to fry your bird without frying yourself. Coming up. Well, many people prepare and plan for the menu for Thanksgiving dinner, of course, but firefighters say they often forget one very important ingredient: safety. If you are deep frying your turkey, they advise you to prepare in advance. They say prevention is always better than having to put the fire out. A fire marshal with Eugene Springfield Fire recommends having a fire extinguisher handy. He says knowing how to use it is just as important.
The most common cooking fires that we see, things too close to the burner, or things that have to do with high temperature cooking oils, whether it's deep fat frying a turkey or you have a whole lot of grease on the stove in a pot or a pan, maybe you step away for a little bit, burner's on high, that grease gets too hot, that oil gets too hot, and suddenly it is ignited, and it's violent and it can be very devastating.
In case of an emergency, he recommends using a fire extinguisher to control the fire. Dahl says a helpful mnemonic when using a fire extinguisher is the word pass. P stands for pulling the pin, A for aiming at the fire with the nozzle, S, squeeze the handle, and the last S is for sweeping. See how he's sweeping there? You got to sweep at the base of the fire. Lane Community College culinary students are preparing in a big way for the Whitaker Free Community Thanksgiving Dinner. This is the 29th year of the feast at the Whitaker Head Start Center. Last year, 2,000 people enjoyed a good meal. Dinner is from 11 until 3. There's a new top cop. Coming up on KZI 9 News at 4:30, reporter Amber Wilmar sat down with Eugene City Manager to learn more about the interim chief of police. Plus, Cyber Monday is a busy day for the travel industry, too. But one major player is coming under fire for the way it handles its website. Why TripAdvisor is being accused of deleting posts warning about potential dangers. We'll be right back with KZI 9 News at 4:30.